And we're live. Peace to the world.
Good evening, everyone. Hope
We
you're
are
having a
back.
wonderful Friday. Sorry.
Yes, sir. We back live again. Another episode of the Think Muzic Podcast. This is Jamal, aka the Gnosis, aka the Word.
This is Dunlap, the producer,
Yes, sir.
the thinker.
Yeah. So we're gonna allow the natives some time to come on in.
Yeah. Salute, Brianna.
Peace,
Hope you're doing
Brianna.
well. Hope you're doing well. It was good to see you today. Oh man. Um yeah, man, had a strong week. Um with working out and eating and really feeling energetic, and I'm happy, man. Like I really I'm really excited to be on this path, and I'm really excited to talk about the topic tonight because especially um we like to uh talk about things that we're actually applying in our lives to give to give the people a better understanding of, what we're getting from it. So to be doing keto and to be working out and really, like, I kind of got everything in place. So now it's time to just really ratchet up my hitting the gym, and but I have the end goal in my mind, and I'm really excited to and not even really reach the end goal, just to um keep doing what I'm doing, and gaining more clarity. I was talking to a friend from back home today. I haven't talked to him in a while. And we talked on the phone for 2 hours, and I was telling him what I was doing, and he was saying, like, to eat clean and to be moving around is like, he hit it right on the head. It's clarity, and it just feels good to be in that place. Yeah. How was your week?
Not bad. I can't complain. Um, Wife was on vacation for a week, so
Hmm.
we was able to sleep in a couple of mornings. Um, and now it's time to get back to the gridiron.
Right.
But I'm still, I'm a I'm still learning how to mature as a person.
Mm.
Um, as in, and what I mean is, like, looking at my chart and still working on what my weaknesses are,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that's it's one thing to know them. It's like it's one thing to know that the rain is coming, but it's another thing to endure the rain. Like,
Yeah.
it's like down here in Texas, we've had weeks and where it's been raining for each day for like 2-3 weeks.
Oh
And
wow.
so it's like you can know that the rain is coming, but it's still doesn't stop it having some type of effect on you. And for me right now, I'm having an interesting astrological time. Um, Mars is in Leo. Saturn is in Aquarius. Uranus is in Taurus. Mars was just opposing Pluto. And for me, all these things created all these very hard aspects as it applies to my chart. So just keeping it real, you know, my patience, like today, my patience was short. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I had to, and I sit back and thought, but this is where knowing how the energy is moving becomes of advantage. Because then I can sit back and I remember, oh, Mars is in Leo, you know, and it's like, for an already impatient person, that's like throwing gas on the fire, you know. And then, so for me, it was like, okay, step back, take some good deep breaths. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Regroup. Yep.
And I wanted to mention that because I just think it's important to say that because, you know, it's not always favorable to show where you may have a weakness or some shit you need to work on. You know, this is the world of facades. You got to always put your best face on, you know.
Yep.
But what happens is through these transits like this, it's helping me learn this astrology at an even deeper level. There's no better learning tool than experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
It's so funny you said that because I had a conversation with somebody about that. Um, it was the
can you
same
turn
thing.
your mic up a little bit?
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yes, because I was telling my friend we was just, reminiscing and everything, and I was like, there was a time where, I was like, I know, uh, I had this facade about myself of how I thought I was until I went through a situation and found out I wasn't that. So that you said turn it up more.
Yeah, if you can.
Hold on once. Let me switch this thing back. I think it might be. I did something on my focus. Right. That's way better. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah. I don't know. Hold on one
Because
second.
last week's show, it was real low.
Was it? Okay. What about this? Is that low?
Nah, I can hear you.
And that's cool right here too, right?
Yeah, they sound about the same.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I did some. I tried to, because I was trying to figure out like when I'm doing my lives, why isn't the music? Why is my mic over the music? But I think this button that says instrument and this button that says air. I think instrument is for like I know when I'm sampling and bringing sound in, and then I think air may be for when I'm talking over. Um, might be talking. I gotta pull up the pull up the um pull up the manual and see what it says. But yeah, but back to what you were saying, that life experience, like you could think you one thing because you never experienced it, and you think this is how I react. And when that thing happened, you don't react in the way you thought you were going to. And I've had that experience. That's all I was going to add in.
Mm-hmm.
I know what that feels like. My mom texted me my birth time. 6:53 p.m.
6:53 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Pontiac,
Nah, East Orange, New Jersey.
East Orange, New Jersey. Let's see something here. Let me pull some slides up.
Might pull a mukbanging video on you real quick. Those videos are hilarious. Yo.
Okay. 6:53 p.m. Did you want to look at your Mars?
Yeah, let's check it out. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let's see where I'm at.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Let me fix this. I like to use a whole sign.
There you go.
Okay, let me see something here. Do you want to look at it? You want to pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up. I'm interested to see what it do. You about to do a share screen?
Yeah, if you want me to. Or you?
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let the world see that. You heard? I'm out here. You heard? I'm a celebrity. You heard? No, I'm just messing around. Okay. All right.
Hold
So
on.
you gotta. Well, you're gonna get into your explanation of it, so that'll be
Did
cool.
that make it look? Was that bigger? What I wanted to do.
I think it looked the same.
No, that ain't what I wanted to do right there.
Oh, okay.
Full screen layout. There we go. Now it should be that bigger.
Yep, a little bit. Yep. Give you a little music to pull up the.
Okay.
Brianna said, "Now I see why y'all vibe together."
Well, the first thing that stands out to me on this chart is that everything. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn, everything that is on. You got from the 10th house, 1, 2, 3. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's pretty balanced. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, most of your planets are on the west side of the chart. Most of the activity is on the west. This is the west over here.
I was born in the East, but I on the West. All right.
So this is more of kind of let things come to me.
Hmm.
And this one says the east side of the chart is more about if it's going to happen, I got to make it happen.
Okay.
Sun is over here in Leo in the 8th house. Your sun is in Scorpio's house. So, you used to ask questions about the thoughts you'd have about uh, I want to know it all,
Oh yeah.
you
And I
know?
was, yep. And I was born in the 8th month.
hmm So the
Wow.
8th house is Scorpio. So, which the natural ruler is Pluto, So this is the subconscious mind over here.
Okay.
So in my chart, I have the moon over here. So you have the sun in the 8th house. I have the moon in the 8th house. That's interesting. Um,
How do they? How does that counter react? If you got the moon, what does that mean?
if I got for my moon,
Yeah.
that means I'm a moody motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, um, but those are the two luminaries. The sun and the moon are the two luminaries. So those are the two beacons of light. So um, it would make sense for just from a musical standpoint for the music to mesh with this always this metaphorical subconscious deeper undertone because that's what this house is about.
Okay.
You create the beat, the sun expresses, the moon receives. So you create the beat or the musical foundation, and then it is received by the moon, and then the moon then reflects based on what is received from the sun. So that's interesting. And then, but just from the sake of, I wanted to look at Mars. This is why I was, for the sake of our conversation, because Mars represents the blood, and
Blood.
the blood is the vital body.
Right.
And so when we're exercising, Mars naturally, a word for Mars is urge. So an urge to move, to go forth, to do something.
Oh, yeah. That's why I ride around the town. Like I'm good for getting in the car and riding through the city.
hmm
Like that's one of
Well,
my oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying like that's one of my things I like to do. Like I like to just ride through, and Raleigh's pretty big, so I like to just ride through the town, and I got my little route, and yeah, I like doing that.
hmm And it's funny because fifth house is a natural house of Leo. So this is the sun's natural domicile is the fifth house.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at this. But what's interesting is your Mars is at 28. What's that? 15, 20, 25, 28 degrees of Taurus. And your sun. So you have Mercury squaring Mars. Huh. That's interesting.
What does that mean?
To me, that's a hesitance to communicate.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Mercury's at 29 degrees of Leo, and Mars is roughly at, so they almost forming an exact square. So this, first of all, this chart has a lot of opportunities for learning. You got a lot of hard aspects. Whenever you see these red lines, these are hard aspects. This is a
Okay.
square. These are oppositions. Uh, Here's a square between Venus and Neptune. Here's a square between Saturn and the Moon, Saturn and Uranus. Wow. So this means a soul contract to come here to burn up a lot of karma.
Oh, wow.
Because this is a lot of it's a lot of work right here, you know.
Mm.
Um and which would explain why music is such a prevalent fixture, because this is more of the Venusian side of the chart. The seventh house is naturally ruled by Venus. The first house is naturally ruled by Aries. So when we look at the horizon here, that's where we're determining this is the eastern horizon, this is the western horizon. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
so uh, Aries is at the eastern horizon, the natural uh, sign associated with it. Venus is a natural sign associated with the western horizon. And most of your planetary action is on the western side of the chart. And Venus deals with harmonious relationships, beauty, music, art.
Yeah.
So I would say that music is the conduit is is one of the conduits for you to soothe these tense points, because let's see, Mercury is squaring Mars. Now let's apply this to the body. Let's say the nervous system in conflict with the blood. In the house of the subconscious mind. The sun here is parked as a means of mercy,
Mm.
because this sun here, you look at the symbols tell you a lot. That's a dot inside of a circle. Peace, young E.
Peace,
Okay.
man.
So that means that dot is the energizing force that shows up on the outside. Okay. That's what, for any of us, our sun sign is what's on the inside naturally pouring out. The sun is expressive. Okay. The
Okay.
sun, and now let's tie this in, because anatomically, this is your heart. This is your nervous system. This is your blood. Your,
Mm.
Jupiter down here would be your arteries. Okay.
Okay.
There is a harmonious relationship between your heart and the arteries. Now, I'm going to make all this make sense.
Okay.
There's a harmonious relationship between your nervous system Also, your pulmonary system, as in your lungs, because Mercury would deal with the lungs, the nervous system. It would deal with the arms,
Mm-hmm.
the hands. Okay.
Okay.
It has a harmonious relationship with Jupiter as well. And Jupiter is your arteries. Now here's how we're gonna break this down. Your arteries run from the heart with oxygenated blood. So we always say that Jupiter is expansion. Okay, that's one of the words associated with Jupiter. Well, think of it. Jupiter is expanding blood, oxygenated blood from your heart out to your organs and tissues. All right.
Yes.
The nervous system is the communication highway that provides the electricity.
Right.
What I'm seeing here is that when you move from your heart, it is a way to settle the anxiety, because anxiety, what's another word for anxiety? Nervousness.
Mm-hmm.
The anxiety that can crop up and then cause rigidity in your blood can be addressed through letting what's in your heart show.
Mm. Okay.
On a philosophical level, that could be music. From a fitness standpoint, this shows the necessity of exercise. Because when you exercise, you are oxygenating your blood. Does this make sense, or does it sound like it's far fetched?
Nah, it makes sense. Yeah. I'm following you. I think it ties in how well I'm feeling right now. Uh by cutting out doing this keto and cutting a lot of things out that I've never cut out except during fasting. And but then after I fast I went right back. So now to, have no sugar and no juice and drinking all water and watching carbs and all of that, um, I feel a difference in my body. And also my wife, like, because she's uh she's doing it with me pretty much. And you know, she's very her energy level is super high. And
Mm-hmm.
um so yeah, I think I think a lot of things that you're saying on my chart make sense, um to be honest with you. And then we know, like Young E said, he played ball from 7 to 22. Moving
Mm-hmm.
is essential, and I've been slacking, shaking my head, yo, because me and Jamal he said it on his live the other day. Like, you can't sit too long, you can't stand too long, you can't lay in the bed too long. Like, we're supposed to be in motion, but I think through the foods, and we really don't understand. If you watch that documentary, Sugar Coated, the reason the main reason that the sugar companies get away with what sugar does to the body is because the guy said in the documentary, no one is going to go on a straight sugar diet to prove a point. Like, he's not going to be able to get someone to go to show you like the negative effects of sugar. So but I think all of that plays a part. I mean, now that I'm looking at, ounces and grams and all of these things of what I'm eating,
Mm-hmm.
And then I just look back and look at, damn, I just ate 3 candy bars in a row, came home, drunk a cup of coffee. Yo, you know how much sugar my body just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then I'll drink a couple cups. I'm using coconut, like, and then I'm thinking I'm cleaning it up. I'm using coconut sugar instead of refined. Trying to find a healthy or what will be perceived as a healthy substitute because I really don't want to use the stevia stuff and all of that. So it's like, and then it's like you try to find what's the other sugar that's like crystals or something. Uh I forget what it's called, but then you just
Xylitol,
it's like it come in like a brown packet. I forget the name of it. It's in like one of
maca.
our I don't think it's maca either. But so anyway, man, I just started paying attention to like the sugar that I was, in taking in since I've been doing this. Yeah, cane sugar, Brianna. I think
Oh,
that's it.
turbinado. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, bro, like, and then you look at your carb intake. Like I had 2 plates of spaghetti, bread, 2 pieces of, buttered bread. Like you start thinking about everything, and then you see why your body is just it's stuck. Like you try to go outside and run around, and you just like, I mean, you don't even get 30 minutes. You don't even get 30 seconds 2 steps and you like, ho, my feet, my back got tight. Like your body, like, come on, bro, you out of whack. Go sit down and channel surf. So doing this has really, um, it has really showed me that this lifestyle can have plenty of benefit. And then I also stretch because I was noticing I was like, well, I'm working out, I'm getting the aqua massage and the chair massage out, but no, I still need to stretch too. So it's like it's all encompassing to keep your body optimal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And once you get in a good place, like yeah, if I want to have a Hershey with almonds, that's fine. But I'm not gonna like smash. Like I'm not gonna go buy 3 candy. Like me and my wife was just talking about this the other day. Like, if I want a piece of, you know, a candy bar, I'll get the one and be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting 3, like or getting the sell. 2
Mm-hmm.
king sizes for 322, and you like, oh, let me get let me get the Snicker with almonds and the Hershey almonds, and I'll be great. Like, nah, bro.
Right. Well, it's interesting. Um, the brain does not need sugar
Yeah, you
to
were saying that
function.
the other day. Yeah.
Um, and so when we talk about the brain, we're basically talking about we're still having a conversation about the nervous system
Mm-hmm.
because it's all entangled. The brain it sends the electrical signals that are transmitted through the nervous system. Okay.
All right.
Now, so we know there are a lot of fad diets and things,
Right.
but um, first and foremost, one thing one of my old trainers used to tell me was that he said, Jamal, there's a million ways to get in shape. I'm just going to show you mine. So I say that to say that there are a million ways to reach your goals. Just from a mundane fitness perspective.
Right.
Um, but one that has a lot of health benefits is what is called the keto plan. And basically, it is limiting the intake of carbohydrates. And it sounds a lot like the Atkins plan, but it's at the end of the day, it comes down to your input. You know, Like people would do the Atkins and be eating, 15 pounds of bacon.
Right.
It fits the protocol, but I mean, common sense. Come on now. So, but the keto is more structured, and it still depends on, you have to use common sense.
Right.
But you're using fats, healthy fats, to provide the body with the energy source that it needs. And so you have what's called macronutrients. Macro means big. So your big nutrients, the three are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats.
Mm-hmm.
Now, protein is considered to be a builder of tissue by way of using amino acids. But carbohydrates and fats are considered to be energy sources. So, from just a pure common sense standpoint, you choosing I'm gonna use this energy source or that one. Okay.
Okay.
What's up, love dove? That's right, parasympathetic nervous system.
Peace,
Um,
love. Love.
when you're taking in these healthier fats, what you're doing is allowing your body to utilize it as an energy source, and then uh, helps to place your body in what's called ketosis. So, but one thing they have found is that this this form of eating has been productive with helping people with epileptic, what do they call it, episodes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, children with autism. It helps to prevent Alzheimer's.
Wow.
It helps to, and one of the things that contributes to Alzheimer's is there's a bacteria that develops in the mouth and is contributed to by overeating sugar. So there's a connection between the mouth and the brain. And that bacteria, if it develops, contributes to gum disease, then it can then go up to the brain, bypass the blood-brain barrier, and contribute to Alzheimer's.
No, that's deep.
So when we read the story of Prometheus, if anybody's familiar with the mythological story of Prometheus, it all comes down to he gets up into Olympus and he tricks Zeus. Okay. Um, he tries to give Zeus some bones and he tries to withhold the choice fat. Key word, fat.
Mm.
That's what the whole thing about Prometheus started out with fat. Now, fat is associated with oil, and oil is used as a conduit for fire. So there's always this correlation between fat and fire because Prometheus stole fire from the gods,
Right.
okay, and gave it to man. Well, I feel like there's a physiological, metaphysical entanglement there for us to decode.
Okay.
Okay, why is there an emphasis on fat and then fire? Okay, now when we look at physiologically what we're doing with this type of eating, or just let's just remove that plan, just what you're doing with food, period.
Mm-hmm.
Food is for combustion. Exercise is for combustion. Consciousness is combustion. Enlightenment is combustion. Everything comes back to fire. Okay? All right. I just want to say this real quick to give a foundation for the conversation.
All right.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the metaphysics of fitness. All right? The matrix. I want to give some definitions just offline. An environment or material in which something develops, a surrounding medium or structure. 2. A mass of fine-grained rock in which gems, crystals, or fossils are embedded. 3. A grid used to store or display data in a structured format. Now, I want to really dig in our heels at this last one. A grid used to store or display data in a structured format. Now, ever since the Matrix movie came out, when we hear the word Matrix, it kind of gives us kind of a ring kind of negatively. You know, I mean, I use the word negatively all the time. You know, we'd be on the phone like, the Matrix.
The Matrix has done it again.
The Matrix is undefeated.
Right. Yeah, that's the best joke. The Matrix has created a new ocean, the Southern Ocean.
Yeah. So I looked up the word matrix, just the etymology. And it comes from the root. And listen to this. AMMA.
AMMA. Excuse me.
Now, if you try to say that, it's Now, the definition, the sound of the baby suckling. And if you ever watched a baby breastfeed, that's the that's why the M is called a bilabial. You takes both lips to come together to make the
Right.
That's the baby suckling. And that's why the mother is called mama.
Okay.
Okay. So the matrix is where the suckling occurs. Just to give us a different framework to work from. Okay.
All right.
Now go back. The third definition: a grid used to store or display data in a structured format. All right. So then that made me start thinking about the word network. I want to read y'all something. And I must give credit where credit is due. I learned about this scripture from C. Freeman L.
Ah, my man. The Metaphysics of Popeye.
Oh, man. The master. C. Freeman L.
My wife loves C. Freeman L.
He was a great orator, you know?
Yeah.
This is, if you have your Bibles, say amen. 1 Kings chapter 7. Okay, and I'm going to read from verse 13 to 17. Okay, Love Dove said Jeremiah 29 and 11. Okay, I have to pull it up. Okay. So the title of this little section is Hiram's Work in the Temple. Now King Solomon sent and brought Hiram from Tyre. He was a widow's son from the tribe of Naphtali, and his father was a man of Tyre, a worker in bronze. And he was filled with wisdom and understanding, and skill for doing any work in bronze. So he came to King Solomon and performed all his work. He fashioned the 2 pillars of bronze. 18 cubits was the height of one pillar, and a line of 12 cubits measured the circumference of both. He also made 2 capitals of molten bronze to keep on the tops of the pillars. The height of the one capital was 5 cubits, and the height of the other capital was 5 cubits. 17th verse. There were nets of network and twisted threads of chain work for the capitals which were on the top of the pillars. 7 for the one capital and 7 for the other capital. Where I want us to dig our heels in, 2 things. I can't overlook this. Is that Hiram or Hiram was from Tyre. Now, does anybody know what's significant about Tyre? Tyre refers to the Etruscans. So this story is telling you, this is first of all, it's telling you the original blueprint of man. Okay? The original blueprint of man. The Etruscans would be the same as the Sabians.
All right.
Would be the Moors. Would be indigenous ancient man. Okay? And in this original blueprint, it says there were nets of network. A network would be similar to a grid. All right? Now look up the word network. Twist, tie, knot. It also means to stand, to stay. Then I looked up the word net. It means to shine, glow, be excited, shine. What did Prometheus steal from the gods? Fire. And he hid it inside of a matrix.
A network.
A network. Now, y'all stay with me. The nerves in the body. One of the words, the roots for the word nerve is N-E-T-R. Now, just what's up, Sirius?
Peace, Sirius.
Just think about this. What does that sound like? N-E-T-R.
N-E-T-R. Network. Hold on. N-E. Netter.
Netter.
Like meta netter.
Netter. That's right. Netter. And that root means twist, spin, thread. So our nerves form a network, a matrix. Okay? Now, our muscles also have a grid that runs around them. And that grid is called the fascia. F-A-S-C-I-A, fascia. And the fascia, the word fascia comes from the root bosco, and it means gathering, bundle. And in Latin, it was a bundle of tied rods with a projecting axe. Okay, so I just want to backtrack. We've covered matrix, we've covered a network, nerve, fascia, and they all correlate. It's all talking about some type of grid. Okay. Now let's
Right.
go to the blood. The blood has its own little grid called a cytoskeleton. This is a great scientific and metaphysical book. Secrets of Your Cells by Sandra Barrett. Okay. And this is what I'm going to reference. The cytoskeleton, likened to the cells, muscle, and bones. The cytoskeleton is the scaffolding that connects all parts of the cells. It prevents the cell from collapsing on itself. Okay? The cytoskeleton matrix, this is the word she uses, matrix, transports molecules, coordinates information, and regulates genetic expression. Okay, I want y'all to really listen to this. The components of the cytoskeleton act as struts and pulleys. These vibrating filaments, tubes, and strings permeate the cell like a web. Each exerts the power to direct, manage, and coordinate cellular behavior. Alterations in the cell's physical state can alter its genes. A cell that is stretched out, for example, has a different fate from one that is balled up, even though they contain the same genetic information. When pulled, pushed, plucked, or released, cellular scaffolding manifests different abilities and genetic programs. Now, I don't know if y'all just picked up what I just put down or what this woman just put down. This last part, a cell that is stretched out, for example, has a different fate from one that is balled up, even though they contain the same genetic information. When pulled, pushed, plucked, or released, cellular scaffolding manifests different abilities and genetic programs. We need stress. The cell needs stress. The nervous system needs stress. The muscles, i.e., the fascia, need stress. We need stress in the matrix. Now, there's a guy, I'm sure everybody's familiar with, Buckminster Fuller. He created something called a geodome. Okay. It's this round structure that looks like a grid. Okay. So he coined this word tensegrity. Okay. And it refers to any physical structure that stabilizes and supports itself by balancing opposing forces of tension and contraction. Push and pull have a win-win situation. Structures stabilize mechanically by balancing internal and external forces. You even see that in the birth chart. When we see an opposition, that's tensegrity. Balancing opposing forces of tension. So here's the point I'm trying to drive at. We live in a world where stress and tension is applied to us externally. It's applied to us by fucking around with prices of things.
Right.
It's applied to us by you driving down the road, all of a sudden everything goes down to one lane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's applied to us by uh, creating fiascos, fake things in the world, and shutting down the world and making you have to adjust to something you know is fake.
Yeah.
So these are all external things that create. They are stressors. what the metaphysics of fitness is that, or one of the things, metaphysical components of fitness is that it is the um, intentional creation of your own stress. And by intentionally creating your own stress, you counteract the external stress that is thrust upon you. Because, and I wrote this down in my notes, I said channeling Martian energy through exercise, countering the negative effects of adrenaline related to stress through self-induced stress that triggers healthy adrenaline production. Because from playing sports, when you in the game, you had these big knots all on your hand, on your knuckles and your elbow and other parts of your body, and you don't feel them until the game is over. Usually you get in the locker room and your body temperature starts to decrease.
Yeah.
Your blood pressure decreases,
Start
and
stepping back into yourself.
your adrenaline decreases.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you discover all these aches, and you got a cut here, and you bleed, and you didn't even know you were bleeding,
Yep.
and so adrenaline is a hormone that our body emits to give us the ability to continue performing in stressful situations. But what happens when you always have adrenaline being exerted? It starts to become toxic. And so, and it sits in the blood. Insulin sits in the blood. Let's just be honest. What's the real deal behind diabetes and hypertension and kidney failure and all these things that, all of our communities, low, let's just say any low income area, you're going to find, what's that? You're going to find some type of dialysis center in that
Oh, okay.
place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and yes, it is partly the diet, but it's also, man, we live with a lot of stress. A lot of stress, and so the whole act of exercising is not it's beyond vanity now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the vanity part is, and let's just keep it real. We all want to look good,
Right. Yeah.
but it's beyond that. It's like it's a form of warfare. It's a counter directive against an attack. But
Yeah, man. That's heavy. Because if you're not moving around, if you're not doing anything to get your body in the best place it can be, certain things begin to uh produce atrophy, man. Like it's you see it, you see someone that um they break their arm and they have a cast on for 8 weeks, and then they take the cast off and their arm is mad little than the other arm, or their leg is like different from the other arm. I mean, from the other leg. You have to, yeah, you have to keep that motion going. You have to keep the stress going in your body because Young E said, got to be able to transmute, like in the gym, turn that tension and negativity into a great workout.
yes, sir.
And that's true. And then you have to do I think the next level is you gotta get your mind right too.
Right.
You know what I mean? To add on to the physical, because with everything going on, you have to understand, as we say, the game. And once you understand the game and know you don't have to play, and then you start working out and doing some other things, it just build how we was talking earlier in the podcast about um like not knowing who you are, or as I was saying, like I had to go through a situation to really find out who I was. And I think that's the same thing here. Um but it's just now you understand how the world maneuvers. You understand you don't have to buy into a lot of things, and then you kind of clear your head of that, which do take a while because you kind of been indoctrinated to certain thoughts. But once you remove yourself from that, add the healthy diet, exercise, and you'll find yourself walking around like you floating. Like that's what my mental end goal is like, yeah, it's like, yeah, if I do all of these things, I could be in like a really great place mentally, physically, um, emotionally, and then that in tune helps you bring that out, and people see it in you, and then they approach you differently, and they may want to, tap in and say, "Hey, man, what you're glowing. Like, what are you doing?" And it just offers you a way to like, let people know what's going on with you. And Young E said the hardest part is consistency, and it is, man. But um, but that's why we was talking about downloads last week, and it's like, if you lock into a download that you need to do something positive, I always put that in there. Um, that'll help you. To me, that'll help you be consistent. You know what I mean? It's a part of helping you be consistent, but you know, and I think understanding what your surroundings and everything too is another part, and could be another part in that consistency also, because if you kind of understand your surroundings, and I'm talking more like your family now, um and just understanding who's who in what situation, like you can kind of say, okay, this person is that, and I'm not gonna let that affect me in any type of way. And also removing yourself around, you might be in a relationship that isn't healthy, you just sticking and staying because he or she's attractive. You know what I mean? I think it's just it's a I think it's a I think it's a big thing. I think it's an all encompassing thing to build consistency. And uh if you do some of those things, I think, you can have that. Broke my neck twice in 3 months.
Yeah. And what's up, Tracy? Um,
What's going on, Tracy?
you know
Ooh, knee popping out of socket. Sheesh, serious biz.
that
Sick
that
knee.
word consistency is a Saturnian word. Consistency, doing the same thing over and over and over. Um,
That's what Brianna just said. Yeah.
but there's a there's a flip side to that. It's
Mm.
that to be able to be consistent, um, or a helpmate to consistency, is information, solid information. Okay, because solid information allows you to see some benefits, some results,
Right.
um, even if they're meager at first.
Mm-hmm.
You need to see, humans need to see some results. you know. And then when you can see some results, it then starts to trigger some confidence.
Right.
It starts to trigger, embolden your faith. Um, and dare I say, it even tickles your ego a little bit. All ego ain't bad. That it's good to. What's up, brother Williams? Um,
Peace, Burr Williams.
it's good to feel better about yourself.
Yes.
You know, and that kind of gives you the motivation to lock in on your consistency. Understanding the big picture.
Yeah.
You know, some of y'all might not have been on here at the beginning. I was talking about how I felt my myself being a little impatient earlier, and um, being able to step back and take a breath and see the big picture helps to mitigate that, you know, and to see the big picture. Because a lot of and it's and I have to take my own medicine because I just did a video talking about Gemini, right? And
Yes.
Gemini is the North Node. Gemini talks about perspective and sometimes to stay locked in takes a shift in perspective, you know, and that helps you lock in on your consistency and because you can have a down day, and if you're the type of person who emotionally eats or you shut down emotionally if you're having a down day, then you can forfeit your your progress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, but I want to throw this out here though. I just want to throw this out here. Just I had this hit me. Dap always talking about the downloads,
Yes.
and so I was watching Sonic the Hedgehog in the truck earlier with the babies, and at the beginning, and we know Sonic is sound, okay,
Yep.
and we know sound travels, unmeasurably fast. That's Sonic. Um, but he's given his mother the owl, which is wisdom, Sophia. She gives him these rings, okay, and he's able to run through these different portals with these rings.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking, I said, you know what? We read in that book, Kundalini for a New Age. It talks about how there are devices that will come online. Okay, now check this out. We're talking about the nervous system. The nervous system, our hormones are called chemical messengers. The nervous system is ruled by Gemini, Mercury, the messenger. So that means our nerves trigger our glands to produce certain hormones. What if in the physical body, the rings to, if we dare say, the next dimension or other dimensions are our glands? And when we get the download to do things, whatever you get in the download to do, you know, I'm gonna meditate more. I'm going to, clean up my eating. I'm going to incorporate more exercise, or all of the above. What if the download is to prepare the vessel? Because inside Lord of the Rings, that's right. Because inside of us are the portals to other dimensions. And it's not as and it's something that we can understand to a degree physiologically, the glands.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's possible. That's what I was feeling as far as I told you the story before. I was scared to get in. This has been on my mind to do it for a long time, and I was scared because I thought if I got to an optimum place that I would be taken out of here. But then I begin to think that may not be the case. That's just my mind. Who knows what's coming forward, and I may need to be in pristine shape for whatever is on its way. It's how I started looking at it. Instead of looking at it in a negative sense, it's like you're being like I'm getting a download to prepare myself for something. I don't know what it is, but that's what I get from what I'm doing, because this been on my mind since '01. And I did lose weight before, but I did it with no homework. And then I went through, 7, 8 years of just putting all my weight back on and, just losing sight of things. And last year was the first time I started walking. Me and my brother, when COVID kicked in, I started taking supplements and, and kind of just moving around. And then at the top of the year, got back into prayer and meditating. And then, but the thought to like, get yourself in order has been, it's been on my mind for a while to get back. And it was like there just a little bit like, but then it started hitting me hard, like to where I had to make an action. And this is the action that I'm doing now, doing the keto and all of that stuff, and already feeling a benefit from it. That, as you were saying before, that a meager win is an exciting win, because your body's starting to tell you it's already transforming. I just got to keep on top of it. And then you said something about a help meet in that sense. But then I have a helpmeet and my wife who's on board to do it. And I know, like, when you and your wife do things, she's on board with you. So now it's not a thing where I'm eating one way and then I'm smelling fried chicken and French fries in the house.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh man, I
Yeah.
really want to eat some of that. I don't want this salad, or whatever. I don't want, and so now you got someone helping you, and it makes the journey even easier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think what Young E said is perfect. Order is the main theme of these downloads, and it is. And it's all personal because everybody's different. Everybody's path in this world is different. So I don't know what another person download is. I don't know what's laying on your mind for you to do unless you share it. But you're having that thought for a reason. And that's what we were saying last week, man. Tap into the download, man. Like, it's for a reason, and it's not a negative reason. So, it's to help you progress to whatever the universe has next for you. That's what I think it is. It's Jamal always say with the astrology, like you may not be able to change what's coming, but at least you know what's coming. We look at the weather every day to see, what today's forecast going to look like. We can't stop the rain from coming, but we can go out with the galoshes and and the umbrella, or the rain jacket, the poncho. You know what I mean? So we don't get soaked. So, so for me, um, just tapping into that, and then having, a wife that supports me in that way, and even get on me a little bit, if I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, tap in. Like
That's
really,
right.
like tap into self. Like really tap in. Tap into self. And then I think everything else outside of self will start um you'll start decluttering and start getting some clarity. And then, once you get yourself together personally, I think a lot of other things you just start it you know it you won't be so quick to be involved with other things. I'm just talking personally now. Like, my life is just wake up, handle my business. I come back home, hang out with my brother here and there. But I don't but I don't have peace Graham Green. But I don't have anything, you know, going on when I go out. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. Oh, I need a beer, or I want a shot or whatever. Like, nah, bro. Like, I'm cool. I'm locked in.
That's right. Sirius said he had 2 heart attacks, 1 stroke, coma, pulmonary embolism. Um, in '05.
Shit.
Survived the streets, crazy life. Well, that means you're here for a reason, good brother.
Yep.
And uh, he said, "Is that bad to feel indestructible?" I guess it depends on in what sense you allow that to express itself. You
Mm.
know, if it's from a higher perspective, let's put it this way: House 12, is it House 12 or is it House 1? Is it from House 1? Is it an ego expression? I'm un I'm indestructible. Or is it from house number 12? I'm indestructible because all is everything.
Mm.
Is it the ego saying I'm indestructible? Or is it the higher self understanding that all is everything? Therefore, everything is constantly being recycled. All that is all there will be. So I guess that's where you'd have to answer that one, my brother. Um, um, but you know, I will also say it's funny that across from house number 12 is house number 6, is the house of humility.
Mm.
See, the whole zodiac is based off of the principle of the twins. We associate the twins of Gemini, but the twins is what the zodiac is based on 12 signs and houses. Okay? The number 12 means twin, as in two. But if you look at the the word 12, the TW is toi, which is two, and then you have elv, and elv is aleph, two alephs, two lights. And so when you consider the light that is reflected from house 12, Pisces, of all is everything, its counter light is that of humility. And that's something that is that's not a popular term, you know, especially these days. You know, that sounds lame. Humble yourself, humility. You know what I'm saying? Everything's about everything is about being tough. You know, and not talking about you serious. We're talking about the world that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, you know, I go in the gym, I see guys, it's you know, and they walk with their arms all out from the side, you know, it's like,
One of
but
these joints.
yeah, but you ain't got no lats under there to push them out. You just holding your elbows out wide. Um, and there's something to being humble, you know, and um, there's a certain knowing. There's a certain knowing that I don't have to try to advertise what can happen to you if you fuck with me.
Right.
I don't have to advertise it. I know that you better not fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I'm humble in that. I can walk around and not try to, you know what I'm saying, grandstand and high side on folk and stay in my lane. But you're not gonna fuck with me. But I'm humble because I recognize that each person has merit just like I do. And that's what I'm saying about that's why Pisces and Virgo are connected. So if you're seeing being indestructible or being in what's the word? Uh indestructible from that perspective, yeah, you know, sorry to go on the I went all around Robin Hood's barnyard, you know, but
No, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah. I look at it as if you know, um you made it through all of those adversities, and I think like Jamal said, you're still here um for a reason. And I think our ego can make us say, "Oh, I'm indestructible," but I think your humility will just, you know, have you share that you're blessed to make it through all of those ordeals. And that's a good thing, man. The understanding of, you know, you made it through that adversity. Uh, so that's my my small 2 cents.
um
I have to prove everything to
I
myself.
think
Yeah.
I want to throw this out here. Yesterday was a new moon. First day, you know, new moon in Gemini. I'm just gonna throw this out here. 4 word. Renaissance.
One of my favorite
Renaissance.
songs. It's one of my favorite songs by Jean-Luc Ponty.
And I'm just gonna put that out for whomever to do whatever you will with that word. Renaissance.
You're welcome, Serious Biz. Renaissance.
No doubt, serious. Renaissance. Um, I wanted to. I'm still looking at your chart because I'm looking up over here at the corner of my eye because from the
What you
just
see?
from the standpoint of blood, Mars in Taurus in the fifth house. Fifth house is young children. It's also artistic expression.
Have both of those.
What is interesting that your south node is also there. So that's showing some familiarity there. But the 11th house is in Scorpio where your north node is. That's interesting. That's how you interact with in the world. Oh man.
We're gonna have to have a talk offline, bro.
Yeah. So did you want to I want to do something for the people who've been chiming in
Okay.
as a if anybody's interested. And then well, it's already 11:48. I don't know. Would you want to play anything or did you want to build more on your experience with
Yeah, man.
because
I
I don't
got
know. I don't want to go on a rabbit hole because I can go on and on with I don't want to bore everybody, so I want to share the floor.
well, let's let's go in on my chart because it's exciting. And but um I have been listen, I didn't go to sleep till after 12 o'clock this afternoon from Thursday.
Oh
Making
wow.
beats. Making beats. So um so let's play a couple tracks just so
Okay.
you can see what I've been working on. And then let's
Okay.
get into the chart before we get out of here.
Bet.
Also, just before since we in the music portion of the podcast, just want to say, um, you see the Cash App and the PayPal. What we're doing with the Think Music, if you haven't heard from the past podcasts, is we're attempting to use any monies given to us through these um, platforms to help push the music forward. To continue to, I mean, and obviously we'll put money towards it also. So it's not a thing where hello.
What's wrong?
Oh, okay. It froze for a minute. I didn't know something happened. Um, so if you send music to, I mean, send anything to the Cash App or PayPal, we're going to add you on to our credits for the projects we put out, be it a EP, a single, whatever we drop, your name will be in the credits of the project. So that's what we plan to do with that. So with that said, this beat is called Few No. And here we go. the matrix. Let me clear some stuff up real quick. Let me close a couple of these out. Okay. Let me see something. Okay. Do that like this. Close you out for a second. Okay. See if this works now. Organic.
Yeah.
I stopped at a few bars, just a few bars out. So that was Few No.
It's a bar fest.
Oh, really? Okay. So this next one, it's called Mackey's Pub.
Oh man.
And I seen that in the movie, and I was like, I'm gonna run with that. This is the sample. And this. It's a soft machine joint.
Mm.
Here we go. Mackey's Pub. Yeah, this shit go all over the place.
Yeah. Faucet dripping.
Yes. Yo, wait till you hear that in your earbuds.
Yeah.
Mackey's Pub.
Yeah.
Make you
Yeah.
think.
And the title, oh man. So the title in my mind, it's so easy. It's gonna be what's going on. I want to describe the pub,
Mm.
Mackey's the bartender,
Yep. You know how it goes. It's his
you
joint.
know. Character comes in and eats a handful of peanuts, you know. Oh yeah. Yeah, this in my mind I would describe all of the scenes inside of Mackey's pub, There's
Ooh.
Larry stumbles in, um,
Oh, you got the
heartbroken.
boy. I forgot what bag you in right now. I
Yeah,
see where you going.
I'm on my slick Rick right now.
I see where you going. I see what bag you in right now, good brother. I see it.
Yeah,
Word. This one's called Pictures Were Are for Memories. This got 8. Hold on. It wouldn't be right if I didn't play you the sound sources. This has 8 samples. Okay. So the first one is this. You already know where that's going. You know we do those piano joints crazy.
mm-hmm.
More piano. Then went into the jazzy stuff. Then I got something from this rock band.
Mm.
Wait till you see how I flip that. Y'all know this from Nas.
It's mine, it's mine, it's mine.
Of course. But we didn't do that. You know we didn't do that. Stevie Wonder. Yeah, I was going in last night. Back on my jazz. and then from this R&B band. Pictures were are for moments. Let's go.
Pictures were.
Yeah, like photo pictures. Pictures were, and then I said dot 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 are for moments because it was pictures were for moments, and then it wouldn't let me put the slash in there like choose either or. Pictures were for
Mm,
moments or are for moments.
okay.
Here we go. And this is a work in progress, so it's not really mixed, and I'm still figuring stuff. Oh man. So yeah, that beat right there, pictures were are for moments. When you get this, fam, and you put your earbuds on, bro, this is a just how you said the Mackey's thing. This is gonna make you think of a photo album.
Mm.
There's so many moving parts in this beat. It's ridiculous, bro. I've never made a eight sample track before. Like these 8 samples would have been an opus or something. But
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, and I'm still figuring it out. But that's what I was working on. That's the last beat I was working on. Uh,
Yeah. When that's it's a good storytelling beat. And I start thinking, like when I start a rhyme off, I like to try to grab the listener's ear with like a a a a, a myriad of details.
mm-hmm.
You know, he wore a black Kango, gray slacks with two pleats, Bally's. No, he wore a black Kango, gray slacks with two pleats, charcoal Bally's on slew feet. You know what I'm saying? Just
Wow,
details,
on slew feet.
slew feet. Just
Wow.
enough to make you, even if it sounds ridiculous, just something to make you think, and you sit and get this picture in your head. Black Kango, okay,
Mm-hmm.
gray slacks with two pleats. Now you even thinking about the pleats on the slacks. You know, charcoal Bally's. Oh yeah, I remember Bally's. Charcoal
Yep.
Bally's on slew feet. You know,
Yep. Yep. Did you write something to this?
huh?
Did you write something to this?
Nah, this is the first time this is the first track I just dribbled that real quick.
I just want to hear this first part come in. It's crazy. That's it, man. That when sleep comes is crazy, bro. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. So that was it, man. Like I said, y'all, if y'all want to, donate to the Cash App or PayPal, you will be given credit on the album for supporting the project, and that's what we'll be doing moving forward. Um, just to show the people, like we got a team, um, and you know, and build. So uh, that's what we doing,
Peace,
man.
young E.
Peace, young E. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so if you want to tap back into the chart, I'm with it.
Okay. Do you wanna just pull it up, or you wanna just leave it off screen?
Uh, let's put it on screen. Let's let the people see where Dap at. See what's going on with young Dap. You heard?
Okay. Screen.
Thank you, Sirius. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, I mean, do you have any specific question you want to ask about
Uh,
it, or you just want me to?
I think as you talk about it, things will pop in my mind that correlates with me, and I'll speak those things out, kind of like how I was doing before.
Okay. Well, if first of all, if I were officially reading this, I would start with where's your sun, where's your moon, where's your ascendant. Okay.
Okay.
You have sun. We already talked about your sun is in Leo in the 8th house.
All right.
Um, you have the moon in Libra in the 10th house. Okay.
Okay.
Your ascendant is in Capricorn. Okay.
All right.
So your sun is how you show up in the world because it's how you express out into the world. Now, this could be because it's in Pluto's domicile, which is the subconscious realm. There could be a need to have confidence at a deeper level that is allowed to express, because this is basically the subconscious house, 8th house. Now, mundane astrology, this is the house of debts. This is the house of karma, because the 7th house is the house of relationship. So each house is playing off of the one before it. So 6th house is humility, maturity, and you have to learn those things to have a healthy relationship. Okay.
Right.
And then the relationship then produces something. And the 8th house is what the relationship produces, which is called the karma. It's considered to be the karma of the relationship. It is also the represents the subconscious realm of the mind. Okay. So sun there, sun in Leo, which the sun is naturally associated with Leo. We have the moon in Libra. So there is an affinity for things of beauty.
Yes. Yes.
There
That's why
is,
I've been on my architecture and
yeah,
and looking at homes and art and trying
right.
to make my I'm trying to formulate my, even though the music is a sound, I'm using physical items. Like when I make beats, I have something on where someone's being creative. It might be touring a house. It might be a documentary on art, whatever. So okay,
Hmm.
I get it.
And and this is music as well.
Right.
But so this would be seeking a harmonious relationship, Libra, the moon seeking um emotional nourishment through Libra, a harmonious relationship in the 10th house, how you express yourself in the world, how you show up in the world.
Mm.
Also, this is the 10th house is called your career house. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I'm looking at this relationship between the moon, and there's a harmonious relationship between the moon and the sun, because this is an air sign and this is a sun sign. So the more confident you are in letting your light shine, the more it nourishes your moon over here to have harmonious flow in your career house or how you express yourself in the world.
Mm.
Now, the ascendant here can be a little tricky. because Capricorn on the ascendant means you may come across. Let me explain this. This is the rising sign is Capricorn, and this is the ascendant. Okay,
All right.
this is the point on the. This is the point on the eastern horizon
Okay.
inside of this sign of Capricorn. At the time you were born, this is what was on the eastern horizon. This is the ascendant. So Capricorn means, or your first house represents how you show up in the world to others.
Ooh.
It's your identity.
Okay.
So Capricorn in the first house could mean that you appear to be more reserved, and conservative. Hold
Yeah.
on. Okay. Um, but here's what's interesting. We went back to when we're talking about the idea of tensegrity.
Yes.
It says refers to any physical structure that stabilizes and supports itself by balancing opposing forces of tension. Okay.
Right.
So opposite or opposing your first house is the seventh house. This is called your descendant. Now, what's interesting is that the natural ruler of Capricorn is over here in your seventh house.
Hmm.
Now, your seventh house is your relationship house. So let's think about what Saturn is. Saturn in our was that on your end?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, okay. I thought I didn't know if that was in my house. Get on high alert in this. Um, okay, so Saturn would represent your bones, um, your
Real quick,
skeletal system.
shout out to Eric Marshall for the cash app. Appreciate that, brother.
Oh, no doubt. Young E be coming through. Appreciate you, Young E. Um, Saturn rules your bones, skeletal system, your muscles, your skin, your joints, anything that creates some form of structure, that's Saturn. Okay.
Oh, all right.
So that just give you a physical idea. So sidebar, when you're exercising, especially doing your weight training, your resistance training, you're working your Saturn.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, on a more philosophical, maybe we could say, or just from a relationship aspect, Saturn Saturn is considered to be restriction. So Saturn is associated with words like stay, stuck, still, stoic, stand. Those words is like those like that denote immovability.
Okay.
Sometimes the seventh house represents things that you may not particularly like, as in you may not like to be told no.
A little bit.
And 7, this is the relationship house. So you might feel resistant to when you feel a no from a relationship standpoint. But because your first house is in Capricorn, it's like it's innately something that you respect. You respect structure, but you might not always uh, enjoy it. That makes sense.
Yes.
Um,
Uh,
and this is the centerpiece to me of your chart. If you follow, can you see my arrow moving around, my cursor?
yes, sir.
This is the apex. Look at this triangle that is the apex of. You got a T square in your chart. Saturn is forming a T square to Jupiter in the 4th house and with the moon and Uranus in the 10th house.
Ooh. What does
Okay,
that?
so what does that mean? That means, one, we've talked about Saturn here in the 7th. This is anything that appears to be structure or restriction. But then we have Jupiter down here in the 4th house in Aries. Now, just look at the glyph of Aries. You see there's something that everybody in their city got somewhere where they got some spring, some water, town hall or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Downtown, they got some fountain where the water's squirting up and out.
Yep.
That's what Aries is showing. Because Aries comes out of the ocean of Pisces and something emerges out of it. Okay? That's why Aries is associated with action.
Okay.
So you have Jupiter. Remember, we said Jupiter would be the arteries in the body, and the arteries pump oxygenated blood from the heart.
Through the body, yes.
So you have Jupiter expansion in Aries action, and this is the home life. This could be early childhood, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's in conflict with Uranus and the moon. Now, to give context to this, we got Chiron right here in the 4th house. And this is a generational thing. Chiron is called the wounded healer. And so all of us in our age group have Chiron and Aries. We all got it in our chart, around our age.
Okay.
So yours is in the 4th house. So there's a wound from early childhood. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm reading this is that this wound is possibly inhibiting confidence
Mm.
because Jupiter is the outflowing. Flowing out is an expression of confidence. Okay.
Okay.
There's a conflict between Jupiter and Uranus and the moon. This is the natural home of the moon, is the 4th house. So I would read this as it's possible that something early in life creates this emotional wound and creates this tension between a sense of being free and the confidence to become free. because Uranus is about breaking, busting loose. Jupiter's expansion is also confidence. It's also faith. So there's maybe a test of faith right here, or an opportunity to develop better faith.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
But I'm gonna show you something though. I'm gonna show you something. For every challenge in the chart, there's always mercy, and it's always the doorway to resolve the toughest aspects. Now, there's a harmonious relationship between Pluto and Neptune, and that's major because in your chart you have Neptune. Let's say a word for Neptune is dissolving. Neptune in Sagittarius. Now you always pay attention to these glyphs. They give you clues. That's an arrow that's going somewhere.
Right.
Okay. Sagittarius rules your upper legs, your thighs, your glutes. And you need those to transport the body a long distance from where it's at, i.e. an arrow. So you have Neptune in Sagittarius, which again, this is a generational placement. I have Neptune in Sagittarius as well, but mine is in the first house.
Okay.
Okay. Yours is in the 12th house, which means you have an ability innately to find common ground with people. There's a relatability here because this Neptune dissolves the walls that appear to separate. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And your Neptune is in its home house, 12th house. Okay? Your Neptune is in a harmonious relationship, i.e. a sextile with Pluto. Neptune, now so let's put these two together and see how they work together. Pluto is regeneration. It is death for the purpose of regeneration. Okay?
Okay.
So if something goes underground, all right, i.e. a seed, a seed is light that is encased in a package, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that seed gets buried underground. Now, if Mars does its job down here, see, Mars is the natural primal urge to move. Okay, so if Mars is doing its job, then that seed has a primal intelligence in it that says the barrier that encases the light must be broken down. Neptune. Because what do we say Neptune is? It dissolves, right?
Right.
So Neptune allows the encasement of the seed to be dissolved so that Pluto can do its job of regenerating. And look where they at. They're in a harmonious relationship. So why did your soul take on such a monumental task to come here and to overcome this huge dilemma with Saturn? Because it already had the fortitude necessary to do it. This, to me, this says this is the ability to answer a higher calling. See, this is not really the symbol for Pluto. That's a symbol for Minerva. Pluto is this. This is Pluto. Can you see that? That P?
Now you got the chart up.
Oh shit. Well, either way. I'll describe it. Pluto is a P with a line at the bottom of it. Okay?
Okay.
And that's why no, fuck that. Let me switch. No, let me just I ain't gonna start switching all this. Would I'll do it some other time, I guess. But hold on, I'm sharing this one. I can pull up. Okay, yeah, I can pull up Google on this one.
Hey, Raven Simone lost 30 pounds in 3 months.
Cloned it. Pluto. Let me show you. See this one right here?
Yeah.
That's Pluto. Now, when you see these lines in a symbol, they're showing you the planes of matter. This is horizontal, this is the vertical. Now, this is where Pluto is naturally in the chart. This is called the northwest part of the chart, which is where the 8th house is. Let me go. This right here.
Okay.
See? Because imagine a line going across here and you draw the P right around and it bends down right here in the 8th house. That's Pluto. Now, the higher octave of Pluto is Minerva. Mm-hmm. And that's when it has gone through the transformation that is, what's the word? That is assisted by the dissolving principles of Neptune. And you have that in your chart. Your chart is encoded with the necessary tools for transformation.
Transformative moments.
Transformative moments. And let me mention this, your North Node. North Node deals with an evolutionary perspective of astrology, as in the assumption that you've lived lives previous to this one. Okay? And this is called your South Node, and this is called your North Node. Okay?
Okay.
Your South Node is in the 5th house, where Mars is. Now, what's interesting though about the position of Mars is that it's almost at the end of the house or the end of the sign of Taurus. It's at like 28 degrees of Taurus. So that means this energy is very familiar with being in Taurus, and you're at the end of completing a cycle. Okay. So that means, and let's just deal with this. Let's break down each part. Mars, action, urge, assertiveness. It can also mean a need for assertiveness, a need for action, a need for courage in a certain area. Okay. So it can be either or. It can be over assertiveness. It can be over aggressiveness. It's all about how it's handled. But this appears to be a mature Mars because of the degree it's at. It's at 28 degrees. Okay.
Okay.
And that's let's see, Venus. Um, what's the next deacon? Gemini. Uh, I can't remember which deacon that is. Taurus is the sign of, okay, let me explain it like this. Your brother's a Taurus.
Yes.
Is your brother the type that like to get out there and get on the job and put in 50, 60 hours on the job? And I got to get it, man.
Yeah, he's doing that right now.
Okay, but is that his nature to?
I think when he worked, yes. Yep.
Okay. What's the motivating factor?
Get money.
Your brother like to give money.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll leave it there.
The Taurian nature is he's not gonna move very quickly, but he'll move once he makes his mind up that he sees value in something. So this is the sign of recognizing beauty, seeing value. This is the sign of sensory perception. Okay?
All right.
So there may be an urge to have things, to have things of beauty.
Yes.
Okay? But that's the south node. So that means you you may have in past lives, been known to maybe, have to fly this or fly that, or or really, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's pointing up here to something that seems to be uncharted territory. Because there are no planets up here, and it's the north node is in Scorpio. And the two planets that are associated with this house and sign, Scorpio, Pluto, the 11th house, Uranus, they are over here in the 10th house. So just to backtrack, your north node is in Scorpio in the 11th house. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. The 11th house is the Aquarius house, which is associated with Uranus. Both of those planets are back here in the 10th house. Which again brings the highlight back to the T-square between Uranus, the moon, Saturn, and Jupiter.
All right.
So healing any old wounds that are able to regenerate and reinvigorate your confidence unlocks, if I just use this a mundane term like career potential.
Okay.
And then it sets you on your trajectory over here in the 11th house.
Heal old wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Birth inspiration. Gotcha. Creativity. Yeah.
and build the confidence to express, because Mars is squaring Mercury. Building the confidence to express. See, look, let me show you
Tap
something
in,
else.
Dap. Tap in.
Huh?
I said tap in, Dap.
Let me show you something else. Most of your action is up here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 planets in the south of the chart. You got 1, 2 in the north of the. Yeah, 2 in the north. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 planets in the south of the chart. And you only got 2 down here in the north. Now, what does that mean? Just like I said, the east side of the chart is the more action oriented. And I said the west side is the more fate oriented. I'm going to let things be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you flip it down in the north side of the chart, or the northern part of the chart, is the more subconscious realm.
Mm.
Okay. And the south part of the chart is the more objective realm. Now, your chart is leaning heavy in the objective realm, but that means that a lot of attention needs to be down here where these two stragglers are. And then what I see when I read people's charts a lot of times, like it's like a paradox. It's like you got to go down and do the work opposite of where your trajectory is going to be, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Everything is up here in this subjective realm, but the release is down here in the underworld.
Gotta work. Plant the seed. Let it germinate. And then get
And
the numbers.
this house is literally the house of roots.
Yo, it's
Fourth
so
house,
funny.
roots.
It's so funny. We were just talking about that the other day about the seed going in the darkness and sprouting,
Mm-hmm.
not lingering down there. It's like get in there, do. Wow, we just talked about this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Go and do the work and get out of there. Don't hang out down there. You go do what you need to do, then you get out.
Mm-hmm. One more thing. You see Mercury here? Mercury is forming a sextile with Uranus. Uranus is like the higher octave of Mercury. It makes sense. It's like you communicate. Your higher communication is through your music.
Mm.
And then there's a confidence thing with communication.
And I'm trying to think. Yeah, there is a little bit.
And
Cause
the
sometimes,
one thing I want you to say, I want to say this too. This just this does not mean this is who you are now.
right,
Means at the time you were born, this is a configuration you had. This does not take into account any work you've already done.
right.
I should have said that at the beginning. This is the basic blueprint of your psyche. So this doesn't discount any work you already have done or that you're involved in right now. I need to say that. So a reading is not an indictment.
Mm-hmm.
You
Is
ain't
it kind?
shit.
Is it
You
kind of
know.
like just seeing what you were born in, and then as you progress through life, if you understand this stuff early enough, then you may, can use it to uh, maybe for the lack of a better word, change some things?
It don't matter when it can, whenever you learn it, you can, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's saying these are your natural tendencies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's this is the natural tendencies that if you didn't have any consciousness, any awareness, um, you could this would be your natural bag you could fall into.
Mm. Mm. Wow. It's heavy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this is just, off the cuff. I normally sit and take notes before I do but I'm just going just off of just, you know, off the cuff looking at it and just, breaking down as I keep looking around the wheel. All charts have a story, and you keep looking at them long enough, they'll start telling you there's a theme. All charts have a theme,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And if you keep looking at it long enough, it'll start showing you a theme. You pay attention to these shapes, and they'll start showing you where the energy is focused at. This is the focus point. Structure, consistency. That structure and that consistency feeds your confidence. Your confidence is fed, it helps heal wounds. It then pushes you on your trajectory up here into what you love to do and how you express yourself in the world, which that then thrusts you over here on your evolutionary journey.
And it's so funny because on a mundane level, like my mom raised me with structure, right? And I'm just gonna use it as for like cleaning. Like I was ironing in like first grade. I knew how to wash clothes and all of these things like mad early. She let me learn how to cook trial and error. And but we had a very clean home and my mom was very particular. But all of that goes and then I wound up having a cleaning business and using those, I won't say techniques, but using that knowledge of always, keeping things in order and being clean is the reason I've had my cleaning business for 8 years.
And that's a Libra expression. Cleaning is order.
Mm-hmm.
Order is harmony. Okay? And it's funny, ain't your mother a Libra?
Yeah, October 14th.
Yeah, she's a Libra.
Yeah,
The moon is your mother in the sign of Libra.
yeah. And it's like keeping that order because you were saying the order too. I've had two of my accounts since I've had my cleaning business, and then the my third longest account I've had for 3 years. And and they like the work. Well, my wife, she does it too, but they like our work. So, and that's the reason we've been doing it for so long, because the order, the um attention to detail.
Mm, mm, mm. Hold on. Show you something else. Last thing you just said, attention to detail, right?
Yes.
Libra is ruled by Venus. Look where Venus is in your chart. It's in Virgo. One of the words for Virgo is details.
Mm.
Details. Virgo rules the intestines. So your intestines have to be detailed in sifting through what has been digested to determine what needs to be reabsorbed back into the body for its maintenance and what needs to be passed on as waste. So details.
Yeah.
Your chart, man, your chart's some ill shit. This shit is amazing, man.
Mm. Wow. It's so funny.
Yeah.
When I was making beats last night, I was like, remember I told you I'm like, man, I got all these samples and I can't remember what I wanted to sample off the beat, and I just start some stuff I kept because it was like open sounds, no drums or nothing. But I deleted a whole bunch of joints,
Mm-hmm.
like cleaning house, like and
Intestines.
yep, and it's like, and even talking about intestines, I was like, because when you said that, it made me think about how I've been thinking about my stomach and like feeling like doing a cleanse or something, because my mind was just telling me it was some blockage. And I need to go to now I don't have any pains or anything like that where I'm like something's ailing me, but my mind just keeps telling me blockage. So I might need to do a cleanse here soon. And just, which is even better because what I'm, as far as like with doing the keto and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
um but you talking about the intestines just made me think of that. That's been on my mind for some time also.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
This is, I wonder about this though. Your Uranus should be in Scorpio.
Mm.
75. Because I thought Uranus was in Scorpio from 74 to like, hmm. Yeah, I guess it must have gone, or maybe, no, it's not retrograde. Maybe it didn't go in until 70, later on in 75.
Yo, Brianna, you silly. Uh, nah, Venus is why you like to cleanse all the time. Oh man.
Let's see something. I'm just gonna pull. I'm gonna pull up a Placidus. See, I don't like this Placidus. I just don't. No, it still got you in. Now Uranus is in your ninth house. Um, okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah, serious biz. That's a bar right there, bro. Yeah, I had definitely had to step into my maturity way ahead of time, especially like in my younger years. Definitely. I'm talking about real young.
Hmm. Yeah, man. And I'll tell you this, let's see, you don't have any, let's see, you don't have any major, let's do this. I'm going to bring your points up so I can see them. Um, let's see, Capricorn, Gemini house, nothing there. I'm trying to think about the major transits going on. You're not getting really smacked by any of them real hard. You got no. Yeah, you're not really getting my shit. Oh man, I'm getting the smackdown.
mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, I thank you, man. Thank you for reading this, bro. Like, um, it's really exciting to see what my work is, and yeah, appreciate you for doing this.
No doubt, no doubt. Glad to. Hopefully, didn't. I always say. Uh, Hopefully, it was helpful and that it was, um, you know, accurate. You know,
Mm-hmm.
at least as best as possible. Um, yeah, it's very interesting, man.
Yeah, I've
Very.
definitely dealt with self-esteem issues and things like that before. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But it shows a maturity in that area, like it's ready
Yeah,
for completion.
it happened in my 20s. Probably the beginnings of it was in my early 20s, and then by the time, yeah, by my mids, I was starting to get comfortable in my skin.
Wow. Let me show you something. It's funny. Um, you can almost break the chart up. Um, and we can say, let's see, that from here to here is age.
What's up, UL?
From here to here is age 21. And from here to here is 21 to 42.
Mm.
Okay. So this would be your 20s would be in here. 4, 5, 6, so.
A lot of work in there, it looks like.
But even the square it has with Mercury is at what's called an anaretic degree, 29.
Mm-hmm.
So this is showing completion of things,
Yep.
you know.
Yo, it's
Like I
so
said,
funny, bro. Oh man, like things are starting to hit me now. Cause yo, I was going through. Oh man, yes, 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 yes. I'm glad I got out of that. I'm glad I could. Whatever that was, yeah, yeah. Some really personal stuff was going on in those times. And yeah,
If you
yes.
if you look at your, and I'm gonna say this, and damn, it's 102. I'm gonna have to shut it down. But if you look, your hardest aspects are at the latter degrees. This Saturn is at 25 degrees, squaring Uranus and the moon at 20 and 28 degrees. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they are opposing Jupiter and Chiron at 24. So these are mature experiences. This is like you have a seasoned soul. You got an old soul.
Mm.
And that's why you have this harmonious relationship between Neptune and Pluto. It's saying, okay, you're gonna come through. It's like this trip is like your grad school trip to Earth. You have a harsh aspect between Mercury and Mars, but look where it's at: 28 degrees, 29 degrees. It's only 30 degrees in a sign.
Wow.
So this is a completion journey of completion.
And now downloads of get your mind right has been prevalent. Get your body right has been prevalent. Wow.
Hmm. Clarity, insight.
Clarity, insight, transformative. All these titles now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, come on, Jamal. Stop. Oh, this is bugged out, man. But it's dope to see. Oh, man. So good.
Barakata.
Oh man, thanks for the reading, bro. Like yeah, that chart really showed me some things, especially just like more what I'm dealing with internally and what I'm trying to bring forth in these downloads I get from, from my personal self. Um and then like with all of that, finding someone that supports you and got your back, bro, like wow. It's
Hmm.
giving me a different perspective, man. Real rap.
Hmm.
Is making me just in this moment of right now, just my mind is like different thoughts is just flowing through my mind right now, and it's like, oh man, it after this call, I'm gonna probably just sit with self, you know, and kind of drink all of this in, and know that there's something for me. There's something for me. Um,
Yeah.
and
A, a true higher calling.
yeah, yeah. And it's so funny. I remember when I was at the mission, like I wanted, I told my mom I felt like I could be, and this is when I was just, I was in the Christian bag, and I was like, yo, I think I could be like an evangelist, or not an evangelist, but what's those guys that go around the churches and just spread the word?
Yeah, evangelist.
Yeah, I thought I was like, Mom, I could do that. I was like, I could do that, and I had a whole vision and everything. That was going to be my life. Going to different states, hitting churches, spreading the gospel, and you know, and then it's funny too because I used to rap, and then when I wanted to rap, I wanted to be like KRS, like I wanted to do all knowledge raps and battle rap, tell you how much you can't mess with me, and then feed you some nourishment.
Mm-hmm.
And even to this day, I can't even really listen to like I ain't going. I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but I can't listen to. I only can listen to that other music for so long, and then I have to put something more in my lane on. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, bro. Um, yeah, this one's for the books, bro. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this video a couple times probably, and just take some notes or whatever, man. Because um, this was heavy for me. Yep, Moorish Legacy, Iberian Oracles, like
Mm-hmm.
the titles of these beats now is like really starting to stick out like a sore thumb now. Like, yeah, what the hell you be on? Like, it's something permeating in you.
Mm-hmm.
It's something coming out. When sleep comes, few know. Like, what the hell is
Mm-hmm.
these beat titles, bro? I'm like, oh man. Once again, thank you, good brother, man.
No doubt.
Thank
I'm
you, good brother.
glad I could be of help.
I'll tell you something, and I know we're gonna get off of here, but I'll just say this. Um, we were supposed to do this. We were supposed to meet. We were supposed to do this music. We supposed to be where we are right now. And listen, man, I never had this vision. I just wanted somebody to rhyme over my beats. My thought
Mm-hmm.
was mundane. You know what I mean? You didn't want to. You know, you was when you was, before we started doing music, you tapped back in, like you was like, man, these beats I don't know if I could rhyme. I don't know, 1,000 MCs might have rhymed over this beat. Now you getting beats where it's only you. You
Mm-hmm.
ain't gotta worry about nobody on nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and shout out to my wife, because like she's the plug. Like watching, I turned her on to Dr. Alim. She started watching it on her own. She seen your stomach video, told me about it. I watched it, you know, and I commented on something, and you clicked on my name, and oh, is this dude who's real? And oh, he got a link, and man, then we do the email, we switch numbers, and it's like we've been rocking ever since, man. So what I noticed also, and throughout my life, I always had pockets of friends where I always had one close friend. Like I had a bunch of friends, but it was always the one. Like we just locked. We just, you know what I'm saying? From my friend Glenn, Ken, um, my man Danny. Like it was just a couple guys where it would just, and I feel like that's what this has become. Like in my evolution in life, I met my next friend in that way. You know what I'm saying? Of what I've done in the past, of having, some good friends in the past. It's always been one. It's never been like, yo, this whole, like, this my whole, like, yeah, we hung around as like a quote unquote crew, but it was
Mm-hmm.
only like one that I really like, we could drop knowledge and was on the same page. And, I had like, have a totally different conversation than we would have in the collective.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where we could go talk about knowledge, talk about what's going on in society. I always had one guy like that, even amongst, a bunch of friends. And living in different states, I've met a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, and only a handful have been in my life in that direct way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I concur because I'm not a real big click guy, and you
facts,
know
you. Mm-hmm.
um I'm the epitome of that Uranus, um wanting to break free, and I'm pretty much a loner.
Mm-hmm. And I have some loner in me too.
But so for me, Excuse me, I was having an eargasm right there.
Yeah, you know that'll send you. That'll make you dribble. That'll make you
Telling you, that damn Q-tip.
slime start coming out of your mouth. You be seeing that thing so good. Ugh.
Oh man. But you know, in my chart says um my north
Thanks, man.
node is
Mm-hmm.
in Libra, you know,
Uh-huh.
and it's in conflict with my Venus in Aries. So I am young when it comes to having uh lasting relationships and friendships. That's something I had to come this time to learn
Yeah.
because my my I've always been I have the chart of a loner, you know. Ah, fuck this, I'll do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Um so it all man, it's all divine. It's all divine, you know. Um um and I don't think, you know, you you the music that people are hearing, it's not just like, you know,
See, no throwaway music.
yeah, there has to be some camaraderie there to produce that and to stretch across 1,000 miles or 1,100 miles easily. You know, there's camaraderie that we're talking like real magic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Um, um, so yeah, man. In the words of what's my man, it's a beautiful thing, you know.
Oh, brother Silas.
Yeah, man. So
Great bill, brother.
yes, indeed. I appreciate it, man. Um, that's right, brother Williams. And you will, no doubt.
Yep.
So you got anything else, good brother?
Nah, man, that's it. Like I said, thanks for the reading, man. Thanks for everybody that came out. Thanks for the support on the Think Music Cash App, PayPal. We got music coming. Um, Monaco Visions or um, two singles, either one of the two. But new music is in the pipeline, and yeah, man. And I'm just I've been beating this horse, but you said it, man. Meager wins. It gets your amp, and I'm just really happy to be on this course of doing this keto, hitting this gym, um, and I'm really seeing uh, a change. I'm really seeing a transformation, and I'm excited. Um, I was a negative thinker for so long, bro. I lived in that world, and it took a while. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm out of it, but I know when the thoughts come, I can control it now. Where when they come, I get rid of them right there, right then and there, and not let them fester. And so that's the blessing for me, bro. Like being able to really tap in and and to be honest with you, to see what the universe has for me
Mm-hmm.
and be okay with stepping into it. Because for a long time, I sabotaged myself. I didn't want success. I didn't want because I felt like I didn't deserve it. I felt like some things that transpired in my youth, uh, I wouldn't allow myself for some successes, even though I had some minor successes. you know what I mean, doing music. I had a little name. I had a little name in my area where I lived at. I could have did something with that. You know what I mean? But my belief in myself wasn't where it is now. Like if you put me in a room with cats making beats right now, playing beats, I'm ready. But when I was rhyming back in like the mid 2000, like late, like the 90s, all the 90s and early 2000s and all of that, my confidence, certain situations I might have cowered. But in other situations I thrived to where people will be like, yo, bro, like, yo, spit like how you was spitting moves at that, at that club that time. And it's like, but they don't know what I'm dealing with internally. Like, my self-esteem isn't what you think it is. It's just, I don't know. So, but figuring all of that stuff out now, and moving forward, I'm in a good place. So I'm blessed for that.
No doubt.
Yes,
Well,
all of the above. Yes. Yes.
so
Fucking be yeah. I'm trying to listen, man. I got a vision in my head. I don't and it could just be that. But yeah, bro, I want to be optimum, man. Just to see how I feel. It's like climbing. It's like them dudes that go the Mount Everest or the high. I think Mount Everest might be the highest mountain peak. They get to the top, and it's just like you did it. You're there. You're at the threshold. You at that moment where you meet the proverbial creator or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then when you come down off of that, your high is just so like I don't know what those people do afterwards, obviously, but it will seem like for me, I would just be in a really good place moving forward. And yes, there's going to be negative things that come. And yes, there's going to be issues. And I have children. Who knows what's going to happen in their lives that's going to come on my plate. But I feel like whatever happens in that way, I'm guarded. I'm girded to take it on. That's all I got. Thank you.
real rap. Real rap. Well, I think that's a good one to close out on.
Yes, sir.
Once again, I thank you all for joining in. Thank you
Yes.
for your support, for rocking with us.
Yes.
Um,
Shout out to everybody that came in. Brianna, Sirius, UL, Love Dove, Brother Williams, Young E, and once again, thanks for the Cash App, Young E. Graham Green, and that's all it will let me do. But and I know Love Dove, he was going in early, but yeah, peace.
yeah, we'll catch y'all. Thank you, Yoel. I'll look those herbs up. And yeah, like Daph said, we greatly appreciate y'all. And we will catch y'all on the top side. Peace.
Peace.